So hey, this is Carl Rubino. Welcome to Live from a Distance, my weekly live stream videos where I'll be playing my songs live that I write, and I'll be talking about them a bit. You got to realize too that this is as much about the opportunity to sort of spend some time together, if you will, as though I was in your living room. Listen to the songs, but feel the opportunity to pass on a question or a comment by posting a comment to the video, and I'll be happy to try to answer it. Also, after the live stream is over, I record the video simultaneously and I post it to my facebook.com/Carl Rubino music page. So that's what I'll be doing after this is over. So if you miss it, or if you want to let some of your friends see it, that's the way to do that. Again, these will be weekly. So I think I'll start with this song. I wrote this a few years ago. It's called, well, I wrote it as a song to be done in a country vein by a female singer. The song was recorded in a demo studio in Nashville, and I posted that on the video, on one of my videos a little while ago. The title is Same Old Flame, but I thought I'd do it myself. It's about finding strength after a breakup, so that could be male or female. Here we go, Same Old Flame. You may have thought that I'd be feeling lonely, cry a bit or sit there by the phone, wash the truck or maybe I'd go fishing, thinking if I change you come back home. Well honey, you may have to call me stubborn, or maybe I just looked hard in the mirror, and though I may have been down for a little, I got what it takes to see things clear. It's the same old flame with a brighter spark, a stronger beat in the same old heart. Did you really think you'd leave me standing in the dark? It's the same old flame with a brighter spark. Got home late last night and found your message, asking me to call and let you know how I'm getting on since you left me. Yes, you were sitting, I was sitting, out was shooting. I was sitting, guess I was sitting out where you were home. Well, at first I thought I'd maybe dial your message, but I decided purely out of spite, better just to let you sit and wonder where I was with who the other night. And it's the same old flame with a brighter spark, a stronger beat in the same old heart. Did you really think you'd leave me standing in the dark? It's the same old flame, the same old flame, the same old flame. It's the same old flame with a brighter spark, a stronger beat in the same old heart. Did you really think you'd leave me standing in the dark? It's the same old flame with a brighter spark. Well, only one hitch in a song that I don't play very much. It's not too bad. Anyway, that's Same Old Flame. Who do I got here? I can't really see comments, but I see that there's people listening, or at least it looks like there's people listening. Let me see if I can find this on my computer and pick it up as a monitor. Let me see. Well, it doesn't seem to be working. Anyway, so let me talk about the songwriting process a little bit. It tends to happen for me usually in one or two different ways. First of all, I rarely go into writing a song with the concept of the song being figured out almost as though you'd storyboard a video, figured out in advance exactly what it's going to be. Usually what will happen is either I'm sitting there playing my guitar and something comes up melodically or in terms of a chord progression, and from that a lyric line flows. Sometimes I might be driving in my car, get a quick idea, or I might get a phrase, a lyrical phrase that comes in my head or that I overhear or read somewhere. This song, hey, Ron, nice to hear you. Glad you like Same Old Flame. I like it too. That hasn't been recorded by me yet. It will be someday, probably with a band. Sometimes I think I do it like as a country blues sort of a song, sometimes country. I'm not sure how it's going to turn out. Anyway, this song is it's called 2 Days Out, and I had an idea of, I was thinking about long distance truckers and what it must be like to be on the road for days or a week on end, and you hardly ever get home and see your wife, husband, kids, whatever you, dog, whatever you got. And I thought of it in a country vein. 2 Days Out, it's called. 2 days out on a 4-lane road. Another day of broken lines till he can head for home. Her picture on the visor captures the morning light. 2 days out, he's missing her tonight. 2 days out and he's missing her tonight. His cold hard steering wheel is all that he'll hold tight. They share the emptiness of a cold and lonely night. 2 days out, he's missing her tonight. She puts on his favorite shirt, lies on his side of the bed, with her head on his pillow and a book that won't get read. She looks at his picture as she turns out the light. 2 days out is another missing night. 2 days out and she's missing him tonight. His empty pillow is all that she'll hold tight. They share the emptiness of a cold and lonely night. 2 days out, she's missing him tonight. He pulls into an all-night diner in East New Mexico. She wakes up once again, turns on the late-night show. He stares into his cup of coffee, she looks at the phone. 2 days out, it's another night alone. 2 days out and he's missing her tonight. Their undying love will get them through despite the miles that come between them on a cold and lonely night. 2 days out, she's missing him tonight. Well, it's hard hanging on when there's no one there to hold, but the miles that come between them won't stretch their bands of gold. Two days out and he's missing her tonight. Their undying love will be the tide. He'll face the emptiness of a cold and lonely night. 2 days out, she's missing him tonight. 2 days out, he's missing her tonight. 2 days out, she's missing him. He's missing her. She's missing him tonight. 2 days out. So I have a sort of a rule for my own songwriting. I mean, I don't necessarily apply it to anybody else's, but it's my own personal rule, and that's this. And I'll tell you where the rule came from. When I've done a song, and I do a quick recording, maybe to the phone of it or something, and I play it back, if I don't feel that I can close my eyes and figuratively speaking, see the video as the song's lyrics unfold, then it's not done yet. And I think for that one, I think you can see the video. So, interesting thing about that song, years ago I was down in Nashville plugging my songs, and I ran into this guy who listened to me play some of them at a songwriter's night. And I go down there sometimes, and there in New York and other places, and play songwriter in the round nights where one writer plays and then another one and another one. It's all about the song. It's not about the performance. So this guy comes up to me and he says, hi, he says, my name's Billy. I'm doing a recording here in Nashville. I'm using most of Alan Jackson's road musicians to do the recording, and I'd like to do that song you just did, which was 2 days out. So he said, here's some of my demos so you can listen to my voice. And I listened to the guy, and I swear to God, his voice was as good as Garth Brooks. So I licensed the song for him to do, and he did it on his record. And on his recording of that song, it wound up getting syndicated airplay on a country station in Australia for a while. And I'd like to think I made a small fortune on it. Actually, I made pretty much next to nothing. I think he bought me a couple of beers and sent me $10 or something. But I was so happy to know that song actually made it someplace. The story I was going to tell you about the video. When I was 5 years old, I lived in New York City, and my mom at one point took me out to the couch in the living room, sat me down, and she put some symphonic music on the record player, I guess. And she told me to close my eyes. She said, and if you close your eyes, you can see the music. And I did. You know, I don't know what I saw, whatever a 5-year-old would see, but to me, that is the link between feeling my songs need to show the video. So anyway, let me read some of these comments. Okay, late arrival. That's okay. Jim, good to see you, man. You're one of my high school buddies. So as I said in the beginning, you may not know this, but after these live broadcasts, I post the recorded video on my facebook.com/Carl Rubino Music Facebook page. Sometimes I put them on my carlrubinomusic.com website as well. So you can go find them there. I don't know if they'll have the comments and the answers from the, they'll have my speaking. I don't know if you'll see the comments on it, but you'll see the video. So you could go there, you could share it with your friends and that stuff. Brian Mahoney, nice to see you again, man. Good sound coming through. Come on, I'm not horizontal again. You're kidding me, right? No, I'm horizontal, right? I'm right? Come on, Brian. Don't jerk me around there. I'm dying here. Oh, looking good. Well, I don't know about that. Anyway, Lynn Nesdale, hi. High school sweetheart. Nice to see you, hon. How's Florida? Ron, how's Florida? Okay, so let me do... okay, Brian, it's good. So, for those of you who weren't here for the first one, I wound up posting it sideways. I don't know how the hell that happened, because I was seeing it correctly. Actually, I figured out subsequently what happened. There was a problem with the Facebook Live transmission. It was showing me a horizontal, but it was posting it like I was sideways. I also am actually right-handed, so it looks like I'm playing the guitar backwards, but I can't change that in Facebook. Used to be able to, can't now. Okay, so here's another song. Oh, let me say something before the other song. Some people have emailed me or contacted me and said, what's the best way for me to know that you've got one of these videos coming up? Well, here's what you can do. There should be something on here, probably on your monitor, with a Facebook symbol that says turn on notifications, to hear when Carl Rubino Music is about to go live again. If that appears, turn that on and you'll get something. I don't know if you get a message or what you get, but somehow you get notified that I'm about to go live. Another way to do it is to go to my facebook.com Carl Rubino Music, not my personal profile, but this is going to be backwards, I think, but you'll get the idea. This one. Follow me, like me as a friend, and then you can find a way to turn on notifications there. I'll post something about the easiest way to find all that stuff. Thanks for the compliment, Lynn. I really appreciate that. Florida, says Ron, is great. How's your snowstorm? Well, you know, up here, you Flatlander, we don't call it a snowstorm unless it comes in feet. So we got, at my house, we just got a dusting. I look up at Whiteface Mountain. It's skiable up there now. I understand some people got the proverbial 6 inches, ha ha ha, and others didn't, ha ha ha. So it was white, you know, first thing in the morning. That's kind of neat. Yeah, in case anybody doesn't stick around for the end, let me do this shameless plugging. So the way to see more about what I'm doing, website, carlrubinomusic.com. That's always a great place to look because it gives some history. It tells you what I'm doing, what I'm looking to do when coronavirus removes its ugly head from our faces in terms of house concerts and that sort of thing. I'm going to be doing all live stream concerts at some point. Follow me on facebook.com, Carl Rubino Music. You'll get a good idea of what's going on. Also, if you want to contact me about anything having to do with music, carlrubinomusic@gmail.com. And this is kind of like, doing this is kind of like busking on the street with an open guitar case because there's nowhere for musicians to play anymore. Or like playing in a club for a tip jar. So no pressure. Everybody's welcome to come watch these as much as you want for nothing. But if you want to toss something into the tip cup, paypal.me/Carl Rubino Music is the place to go. Don't worry about it. Just throwing it out there. All right, so let me do one more. Let me tell you how this song came about. Some time ago, I used to go to a songwriters group, which was a place where songwriters would get together. They would play songs for each other. Sometimes they would critique them. But one of the really cool things they would do is they would throw out what they called a... Julie Robards, I know the text is backwards. Unfortunately now with Facebook Live, if you try to reverse the image, it turns the screen green. There's nothing I can do about it. I'm backwards too. I'm right-handed, so normally my guitar would be off in that direction. But so it's either this or something too elaborate. How about some Seeger? Well, I'm pretty much a songwriter. Also, I've started doing some covers, but there's some issues with Facebook. They have to do with copyright infringement, and if they catch you doing covers, they pull you down. So maybe at some point I'll sneak some in, but not right now. So anyway, back to this story about where this song came from. One of the things that we would do was really cool is we would throw out a challenge or an invitation. So that would be an invitation or a challenge for the writers in the group to write a song about the challenge word or phrase or idea or whatever it would be. Yes, can I shout out the PayPal info again? I am so glad you asked. So the site is PayPal, PAYPAL.me/ initial caps, Carl Rubino Music, CARLRUBINO Music. You don't have a pen. Screenshot it. And then I'll post it when I post this video. I'll post that too. So anyway, the challenge word there was moon. So you could write a song about the moon, a song that had the word moon in it, somehow related to moon. I wrote this. It's called REO Boom. Adios, mi amigos. He held out his hand as the moon bathed his face on the banks of the Rio Grande. Silver in the moonlight, a tiny twisting band lay awake before him as the moon lit up the land. The love of a woman burned through his soul that night. He knew she'd be there waiting, he knew she'd be his wife. For the touch of her hand, he'd gladly risk his life. But he heard his mother's words as he stood in the pale moonlight. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night, for the face that smiles upon you will take your life that night. The sentries in the towers are trained to shoot on sight. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night. Crouched behind the sagebrush, the searchlight beam swung by. He nearly felt a shudder as he sprung into the night. The tracers hit the water, they fell short of their mark. He splashed ashore on the other side and he vanished in the dark. The moon over his shoulder lit a path as bright as day to the rancho where his love did lie. His passion led the way, but as his cheek pressed the window pane, he felt his soul betrayed. For in the arms of the rancher, his love did dance and sway. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night, for the face that smiles upon you will take your life that night. The sentries in the towers are trained to shoot on sight. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night. Before the moon had traced its arc, he stood once more in its light that sparkled on the Rio as the searchlight sealed his plight. With his mother's words resounding clear, he took his fateful step, while the visions of his love burned deep as the pounding in his chest. And as the tracers hit the water in the instant before their mark, he howled up at the moon, his words split the dark. Adios, mi amigos, adios, my mother dear. Pull my body across the Rio where the moon shines so clear. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night, for the face that smiles upon you will take your life that night. The sentries in the towers are trained to shoot on sight. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night. My son, don't swim the Rio on a moonlit summer night. Rio Moon. I love that song. So, I wrote it years ago, but I think it's appropriate right now, given that idiotic wall stuff and everything related to it. Also, that song was recorded in a TV documentary series on, I don't remember what it was called, but it was about songwriters and their songs, and it's in the Smithsonian, so that's pretty cool. Let's see. You got the same flavor as him. Wait, got to see who him is. I got to go back up again. Julie, thank you so much. It sure is, sadly. Let's see. Same flavor as him. Who's him? Oh, Seeger, maybe? You're talking about the same... Ron, you're talking about the same flavor as Seeger? Are you talking about Pete or Bob Seger and the Silver Bullet Band? See if I get an answer on that. Whoops. I just took my comments out. Oh, well, anyway. I want to thank you all for coming. I really do. This is fantastic. I love this. This is the only opportunity now during Corona time anybody gets to play for people. So the feedback is fantastic. If you like it, go to that facebook.com/Carl Rubino music page, follow it. If the notification thing shows up on your page while you're looking at this, turn that on. That way you'll get notified. And one of the reasons for getting notified is, I mean, this is a regular thing. I'm going to do it every Saturday at 5 Eastern Time. But what I'm also going to do is spontaneous, short, little live or otherwise posts. And if you are notified that these things are coming up, you'll see them. Otherwise, you may not. Thanks for the plug, Julie. I appreciate it. Let me hold these things up again. I know they're backwards, but I guess you can probably figure them out. I'll read them to you anyway. The website, carlrubinomusic.com. The Facebook page where this occurs. This is not my personal page. It's my music page. Facebook.com/Carl Rubino Music. Email, if you want to email me about anything having to do with music, carlrubinomusic@gmail.com. And the tip jar is paypal.me/Carl Rubino Music. I'm pretty sure those are initial caps. I'm not sure if that matters. And again, no pressure to throw anything in there really, but it's my tip jar. That's all. So typically I'll do 3 songs here. Anybody got any questions about the writing process or observations they want to throw out before we close? Share this so your friends get to see it. I'll be back. Pete Higgins, hey buddy. You know, this is really amazing, man. Probably none of you guys know Pete Higgins. Pete Higgins and I were buddies when we were in grade school. He lived down the street from me. And interestingly enough, our fathers were involved with each other in their professional lives. I'm not going to go into any detail about what their professional lives were now, but let's just say they were crime fighters. So, anyway, Ed Pearly. Oh, Pete, you shared it with Ed. So nice. Have you written anything having to do with Larchmont Days? No, not directly. Wait a minute. This says more. No, I haven't. But you know what? That's not a bad idea. Wouldn't maybe be specific to the town, but specific to the time. You know, things about growing up and being immature, and then trying to remain immature for the rest of your life. So far, I've been doing pretty well. Ed, you just came on, so you didn't hear this, but the others do. Right after the video, the live video, I post it to my facebook.com/Carl Rubino music page, so you could go there and see the whole thing. You both drank at the Bevan. Oh, well, I don't remember drinking at the Bevan. There's a reason for that. Anyway, I guess it's time to go. Love y'all. So, folks, Julie, thanks for sharing with your musician friends. Yes, Saturday, 5 o'clock Eastern Time. Didn't I do a song about St. Augustine's? Well, I did a song, Lynn. It's called Tribute to the Garden State. And it was a song written after the Berlin Wall came down. And all of a sudden, Russia, who we hated forever, was our friend. So I had to find somebody else to hate. And I picked on New Jersey. Because somebody from New Jersey, just before I wrote that song, almost ran me over in their car while I was riding my bike. And I went into this long Arlo Guthrie Alice's Restaurant type narrative before the song, which tells the story of what led to doing the song. And it included references to being in Catholic school during the Cuban Missile Crisis and having to hide under the desks and feeling we'd all get blown up and stuff. And that's the reference to St. Augustine School. That's a Catholic school that I went to that some of the other folks here also went to. So yeah, I guess so. And you know, at some point I'll do that song. But I'll tell you what, if you want to hear the songs I've recorded, including that one with its narrative, you can find some of them on my website, carlrubinomusic.com, where I have audio clips and some videos. But I also am an artist on Spotify. And my CD, which came out years ago, all the tracks from that are on Spotify. So if you go to Spotify and search Carl Rubino Artist, you'll find that CD, and you can play that song and a few others. So I guess I'm going to hit the "we're done" button. So let me just throw this out there. This is a scary time for everybody. Most of the people who have clicked on are, like I, in their, what I refer to as my extremely late 40s. So we got to be careful not to get sneezed on and stuff like that. So anyway, wash up, glove up, mask up, love up. See you next time. Thanks for coming, everybody. I really appreciate it.